Family Clinic, healing families, restoring marriages.
Welcome to my channel. This is Prophetess Dr. Justina. I welcome you to this family clinic. If you have not followed me on this YouTube, please go and subscribe. Hit the notification button so that you will get every notification when we upload our new videos. And if you have not like, share. Make sure you are inviting someone. It's an exclusive program that is designed to heal family and restore marriage. Be an evangelist of this family clinic. Shalom. Catch our family clinic every Tuesday, 8 p.m. East African time on this channel.
Family Clinic, healing families, restoring marriages.
Praise Jesus. Welcome to this wonderful edition. I know that God is going to bless each and every one of us. This is Family Clinic, where we learn and we understand some things that can help us to live a better life. Understand that the Bible says, I wish above all things that you prosper, you be in good health, and your soul prospereth. For your soul to prosper, you need information that will help you to grow into spiritual maturity. And I know that God is in the matter. God is interested to see you have a sound mind that will help you to be a good wife, a good mother, and a good lady out there, supporting your husband and the society at large. So we've been having a lot of communication, and by the help of God, today we are going to be looking at a very sensitive topic. I prayed about it, like God give me permission to talk about it, and I will come and talk about it. Sexual matters, things that has to do with our sex life. Probably, generally, this is narrowed down to those who are not married yet. The single men, the single ladies, or you can call the spinsters and the bachelors. Many a time they are found in a situation whereby they are not able to overcome some certain feelings, and they've asked themselves so many questions. Some are willing to serve God, but the feelings that they have cannot allow them to be focused in their commitment to serve God. Why some brothers have started a journey but got distracted because of also this sexual urge. And sometimes many people have been asking themselves, is it even possible to serve God without having a sexual relationship? The truth is, it is very possible to serve God without engaging in sexual relationship before marriage. One thing you must establish in this context is that sex is actually created by God. Sex is not something man prayed for, wished for, expected. We saw sex as a human in our own journey on earth. So it means sex is the mind of God for you and I. And that's why the scripture has made it that bed undefiled, there is honor in it. Because there is something God intends to achieve when the bed is undefiled. But because most time in our churches, in the society, we try not to talk about sexual issues, we shy away from it, probably because of the sensitivity of the topic, or probably not having the courage to speak about it, might hinder many people not to be able to go into understanding about sexual matters. And it is a needed subject. It is a needed topic for the young ones that are growing up, for the ones that are already in the system, Even in marriage, sex is one of the main things that breaks marriages. But I'm not going to dwell with marital sexual issue today. I want to start with spinsters and bachelor. And I have divided it in that category. I will talk about the male, I will talk about the female, just to give everybody their own way of understanding. And it is my prayer that God will help me to give it to you the way it will help you and be of a blessing with your walk with God. One thing I must establish with you today is that you cannot pray against sexual urge. There is no way you can pray against sexual urge. You cannot go and meet God and say, I don't want to feel sexual urge anymore. Or, I don't want my body system to respond sexually anymore. It means you are dead somewhere. But the way God and the body system has been designed, the hormones in our body system have the tendency to respond to things that bring sexual relationship into existence. We are not meant to have sexual relationship like animals. Animals has no time limit. Animals has no specific candidate or a specific wife or husbands. They have no limitations sexually. But human, because God has created us with higher intelligence, He has created hormones. He has created our body system, our nervous system, the circulatory system, the reflexologies to correspond to certain signals. That within those signals, some things are activated inside of us. That's why the Bible says we sin sexually because of our lust. It is triggered from somewhere. So you can't stop it. You can only get to accept this reality and now think about how to deal with it. That's why we are here today. How can I be a single girl who wants to serve God with all my heart? I want to be pure. I want to be righteous. I want to be holy. I don't want to mess around. What am I supposed to do? How can I achieve that? As a single man who loves God, I want to be pure. I want to be holy. I want to be close to God. Is that even achievable? Is it workable? Sure, it is workable. It is very workable. That's why I always tell you that knowledge is power. What you know will give you advantage to your body system. So let's agree that these systems will always speak according to what we allow them to speak. I am using my mouth to talk right now while all that part of my body is sitting down. Because it is my mouth I can use to communicate. And when I want to communicate, the mouth will understand my thought and begin to release it into a voice that will be interpreted by the listeners. So the body has been designed for us to have sexual urge, for us to have sexual signal. That's why you see some men, they will tell you, I woke up with an erection, I'm feeling erected, and I don't know what to do. Most young guys, when they are coming up of age, they can't stand up in the morning because they don't understand why they are getting erected, and yet they don't want to be erected. Because there are measures that helps to show that the engine that God has given to you is active. May God give us understanding, and may He help you to get the revelation that is in this topic, so that your life will be sweet and you will serve God with less pressure and with more fun. Let's look at sexual matters when it comes to a lady. But I want to give you a definition of what I feel about sex. Sex is created by God to add pleasure to our life and to ease our tension. Sex is created by God to add pleasure in our life, to ease up the tensions. God knows that there are tensions that we face, and sex is like cooling the tension that is in our life in this earth realm. Another thing I came to study about sex is, educationally right now, is sex is medicinal to the body system. Sex is medicinal to the body system. For those who are married, sex helps them in doing some certain refreshment, promotion of blood circulation, relaxation, implying incitement, and bringing more fun into the union. But for those who are not yet married, how can you avoid the pressure that comes with sexual matter? How do you deal with it? How can you deal with sexual matter when you are yet unmarried as a lady? Number one, understand your body language. For a lady to be able to overcome sexual matters or sexual urge, the first step you must do is to understand your body language. Because most women does not understand when they are having arousing, they think that arouse means they need a man. And probably the hormones are speaking. The hormones are speaking. The way God has designed our body system as a woman, during our monthly period or before our monthly period, there is that section whereby we have high hormonal production. And because of that, there is high level of sexual arousement. Most times, such women will say, we are hot, we are feeling hot, we are in need, we are horny. No, your body is not interpreting you to go have sex. Your hormones are just acting in the normal way they have been designed by God, so that they will be able to either release the egg or help the egg to hatch. So when you don't know your body language, you will think what you need is sex, without knowing that your body is trying to take its routine shape, its routine cycle. It takes its routine cycle so that it can be able to reproduce or be able to fertilize. It can be able to remove the lubricant that is needed for your eggs to hatch, or for your eggs to swim alongside for fertilization. When this happens, many youth begins to feel that they need a man irresistible. Let me tell you, if you understand this body language, you only need time. When you start feeling that, you don't respond to it because someone is there, or you start looking for a man to satisfy that urge because you think you are interpreting that urge as sexual need. No, it is your body responding to creation. It is your body recycling. There is a cycle in our eggs. If that cycle does not take place every month, it will make you to be infertile. It will make you to be stiff as a woman. Definitely, you will no longer be a woman, because it's the egg production that helps you to be that woman you ought to be. So you see most women 2-3 days to their menstrual period, or 4 days or some weeks after, they feel this pressure. When they feel it, they look for a man and they hit on it. This is the reason why most teenagers get pregnant very quickly, because they started seeing their cycle and they are having this strong prompt, strong hormonal active needs, and they interpret it as sexual need. You must understand your body language, so that when you begin to feel those feelings, you should know how to avoid, who to talk to, how to handle yourself. At that time, you need more of relaxation. You need more of something to distract your mind. You need something to distract you, something that can make you not to be enslaved with the pressure, because that pleasure that you are seeing cannot last more than 2 or 3 days, and it will be over. Even if you don't have sex, it will still go away like that. Ignorance of this has made many women to keep hawking around, looking for a man to satisfy them, thinking that their body, my body needs something. No, your body has everything it needs. It is only refreshing. It's only regenerating. It's only reproducing. It does not mean go and start giving yourself to any Dictum Harry you see on the road. You will end up affecting your sexual self. You can avoid many relationships has fallen into ditch because of inability to read their sexual language. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you feel that as a lady, don't hurry and go and look for a man and say, oh, my body is telling me that you are the one God has sent to service me. No, you are not a car that they are servicing. Try to understand that your body is only communicating according to nature, and allow it to go through the cycle so that you will be able to enjoy your own self-development. God has created it like that. It is not a sexual signal. It is hormonal transportation system to recreate and to refresh. Number 2, how a single lady can avoid sexual matters or sexual urge. Avoid romantic movie that stimulate your hormones. Avoid romantic movies that stimulate your hormones if you want to control your sexual libidos. If you want to control your sexual ability so that it will not push you into unready sex or available sex, you must be conscious. The movie you are watching, if it is stimulating your hormones, it will put you in sexual want. Because as a woman, we want to be told sweet words. And when you are watching emotional movies like romantic movies where they are giving flowers, they are showering love, they are taking people to different kind of joint, many things are happening, you will begin to wish. Your body will be receiving it and be responding to it. The Bible says our eyes is an entrance to the body, because your eyes is like a magnet. When you watch that romantic movie and they have had how many sex in it, one of the things it will end up to you before the end of the week. If you are not a woman who has a man, you will end up masturbating yourself. You will end up craving for sex, because all your hormones has received sexual response. Everything you are watching, you are spending 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours on romantic movie where sex is being done continually without any courtesy or caution. You cannot be doing that and be fasting and prayer without falling into sexual offense. It is not possible. You must choose the kind of movie you watch. If you know you want to control your sexual ability, if you know you don't want to allow sex to direct your future, you don't want to allow sex to destroy your future, you must be mindful of what you give to yourself as a movie, especially when you are single. When you don't have a spouse, because you will end up stealing people's own to satisfy yourself. Or probably any available man that is available becomes available tools in your hand. So be wise. Number 3 things that a lady must do to avoid sexual occurrence is avoid alcohol beyond your limit. Avoid alcohol. Now, why does alcohol, both in male and female, why does alcohol play sexual role? Anytime you take alcohol, the ethanol in alcohol goes to the end of your nerves to settle there. When they settle at the end of the nerves, they send pleasure signal to the brain. That sexual signal will begin to produce sexual hormones. So you see your body, you start feeling juicy. You start feeling that juiciness in your body. You start feeling like your body is sweet, something is, No, it is the storage of the ethanol that is responding to the veins, the arteries, is sending the signal to them, because the ethanol has already is like a foreign entity that is in the system promoting the hormones. And it can now make you to begin to want. It makes you vulnerable. It makes you to feel weakened and inability to resist the feeling that you are feeling. Most women who have taken high alcohol content, they've been slept, some of them can be raped, some of them can even sleep with somebody they don't know. They have not even seen they can't tell you the face of the person, because alcohol does not know you. It only plays a role in your body within a period of time. So when you take a certain level of ethanol or tequila or whatsoever, the moment you take it, it is going to your veins, your arteries, and it is going to stay there and manipulate the blood flow. The blood secretion will become so active, it will begin to pump, and the higher it pumps, it losing all your ability to resist. It dysfunctions your body system, and you begin to feel the sensation, the pressure. So you look at the eyes of the person that is with you, you see sweetness. You look at the mouth you see sweetness. You touch your breast, you see sweetness. Anywhere you lay in your body, once they touch it, it's like, oh my goodness, you are traveling to the space, because it is not you. It is the ethanol that is transporting between a period of time. It can be 4 hours, it can be 3 hours, it can be 6, it can even be a whole night. May God help us in Jesus' name. Number 4, how to deal with sexual urge, to avoid it, to be able to avoid it as a lady. Be mindful of your environment. Be mindful of your environment. When you go in a polluted environment, especially where they have sexual workers, there are spirits that makes people to be addicted to sex. When you enter that place, that spirit can follow you. Like when you go to a certain kind of bars or pub, you people call it pub here, where they smoke, they drink, they do. When you enter there, you don't live there alone. You live there with a spirit that has come to look for people like you, so that they will start working. So you find out that you just went to a bar, 3 days. The next thing is that you cannot withstand. You are looking for sex everywhere. Your sexual urge is just like there is something wrong with your system. You are now out of control. These are a sign that place where you went, that pub where you went, you have contacted a sexual spirit that can promote. That sexual spirit can be massaging your spirit man, yourself, to lure you into countless sex. So the places you go, you can inherit sexual spirit. So you must be wise as a child of God. You must be very wise, so that you will not expose yourself to some places. There are some parties that will invite you. You just went once and you never stop going. There are some clubs that will invite you. You just went once and you never stop going. And there are some friends you will hang out with, and that's how you lost your own self, because you never knew that people are different. People carry different things as they walk around. So you must be very careful. Where do you go to? Who do you meet? Who are those people that you are meeting? You must be very careful. You must be very careful, because they can expose you to spirits that are indecent. And this indecent spirit will lure you into sexual madness. May God help us in Jesus' name. Number 5 thing that the lady must deal with to deal with sexual urge: control your imagination. Control your imagination. You see, your imagination can bring a suggestion, and that suggestion will give birth to a reaction. Control your imagination. You look at a man's trouser and you're already imagining the size of his engine. You are sick. You are experiencing lust. There are many things. When you keep imagining, you look at a man's face and you are like, hey, this one is good on bed. You are looking at his waist and you are already concluding this waist can do some exercise. This one, you just allow yourself to keep ranting in your inner man of something that you have no reason for. So your imagination that is not properly controlled can actually expose you. You see some ladies will say, we have crush, we have this, we have that. It's not bad, but you must control it in a way that it cannot destroy your destiny. Because if your imagination or your inability to control it becomes an open door to destroy your sexual reputation, that you can no longer say no to men because you feel like they are good in bed. You feel like, this one can have stamina. You feel like this one, the machine is in a good shape, is in a good size. You keep having those thoughts. You will end up becoming a prostitute. You will just be giving anyone that you imagine that can do it. That's why some ladies, they can even be in church. The pastor is preaching. He's a male pastor and they are there assuming, I wish God can transfer this man to be my husband. You are wishing, even when you know he has a wife. You wish. You keep wishing things that is not yours to be yours. Bringing in baggage into your mind. These things will stimulate you. They will create an impression in your mind. Admiring is different from wishing to obtain. Admire does not keep imagination, but wish keep imagination. So you must differentiate the two. When you begin to travel in your mind to own something that you know you shouldn't own, automatically you need control system to put a boundary, not to go beyond it. I pray that you are commenting so that I will be able to have comment. Make sure you are dropping questions. There are some personal issues. There are some things you have shared with your friends or you have read in the book you know about that you can comment so that I can use them also to answer your questions. Now let's go to the men. How men can deal with sexual urge. Number one for the men is that you must stop the habit of watching porn. Men are quick to watch porn. When you keep watching pornographic movies, automatically it is very difficult for a man to watch a pornographic movie for a whole session without falling into erectile problem. So you must understand that when you watch, men are moved by what they see. You are seeing a complete naked personality that can become an image in your brain. So when you watch that pornographic film, it's stored in your brain like a hard disk. So when you finish watching it and lie down, it begins to replay each step because your brain is like an hardware that has stored some softwares from the pornographic movie. So one pornographic movie can destroy a man in a whole year. Because anytime you are alone, the picture and the image of what you watch will recycle back to you and it will erect your erection. So the moment you are erected, if you don't have control, you will begin to look for anything to come bring down your erection. So you cannot be watching pornography and think that you can avoid sex. It's almost impossible because you will end up masturbating as a way of life. Men store pornographic movie like an hardware. A man can watch a pornographic movie when they were 20 years. When they get married at the age of 40, during sex, that movie can replay back in their mind. Because they are thinkers. Because they are thinkers by creation, they are storers of information. Because from that information, which is the data that are in their mind, they use it to reprocess and reprocess and reprocess. It might even shock that man to remember that movie at that time. But because that is the way God created them, they have a mind to think. They have a mind to go beyond and dissect. It becomes a victim that will be playing in their life. Don't allow yourself to be the reason to condemn your life. Avoid pornography. You see, a woman can watch a pornography and be distracted with a love. Men don't get distracted with stored information in their mind. You have to pray for them, take them back to that event, delete it from their software through the help of God before it can be removed. That is how difficult the man, you see, before, I don't know if I should say this, before gay came into existence, lesbianism has been there. But lesbianism has not stopped women from getting married to a man. But the moment men get into homosexualism, they took their stand and they took it to the public. Because whatever they test and whatever they picture, they are stick with. But women are multipurpose. Women can be having lesbianism practice and forget about the lesbianism while they are having sexual with the opposite sex. Men are not created like that. Men cannot multitask. They can only be stationed in one thing. And when they station in it, they look deeper and try to exploit, try to be adventurous, try to understand. Time will not permit me to dig too deep, but understand that prawn is not a good food for a wise man. Number 2, for what men must do to avoid sexual urge. Reduce your level of incitement. When a man is incited, they are erected. That's why a man can just see somebody wearing a mini skirt with a very little space of the color of her feet or her leg, and his erection will stand bam, like a jack. Just by seeing something, a flash. Because the little incitement they get, their hormones get hardened and respond. They are like fire servicers. When you give them your call, they come running. That's how a man's body is set like a fire. Anything they see brings the stimulation. And that incitement keeps them erected. And most men does not know how to bring down their erection except they masturbate or they have sexual intercourse. And this will limit your relationship or your continuous purity in God. May God help us. Number 3, what men can do to reduce or to control their sexual urge. Avoid looking for too long. When you see something dangerous, a woman's cleavage is showing, don't look for too long. You see some men, when they are driving car, most of their accidents, 60% of the accident is bum, breast, girl's shape, and acts of women. Common nails that you are doing like this, the man is smiling like an idiot. A woman is driving, he's going to east, he went to west. He cannot stop. Don't look too much. The moment you saw once, remove the remaining eyes. Because once you look more and more, you desire it. And when you desire it, you will lust after it. And when you will lust after it, you will become a slave to it. Don't look too much. Take the advice of the account of David, who looked and looked again and ended up in calamity. Don't look too much. When you see something by accident, don't make it a reality. Remove your eyes and move on. Another thing, number 4, if I'm not mistaken. Control your imagination system. You must control your imagination system. Men's imagination system produce faster than the women. So they spin very quickly. That's why you see most men is quick to lie than women. They can give you 20 lies at their stand in a second. So they control your, as a matter of fact, your erection veins. Okay, I don't want to go too deeper on this, but the man's erector organ is produced with muscular veins. These muscular veins has no bones in them. They only respond to the activeness of your thought. The activeness of your imagination is what propels the flow of blood into your erector organ, and it will respond standing erected. I don't want to go far on that. That's why you must be very careful with your imagination. Number 5, learn how to determine your body reaction. If you must control your sexual ability, learn how to determine your body reaction. Know when your body begins to give you that signal that will lead you into temptation. Because when you learn how your body responds, some people, when they see your nipple, sign of your nipple on your cloth, they respond. Some people, even when you are completely naked, they are not moved. But when you open your legs, they can't even wait. Why some people, when you kiss them or the way you talk to them or the way you even touch them, they learn what determines your body reaction. Is it when the woman winks eyes on you that your erection stands firm? Or is it when they shake you and touch you in a soft way that your body responds like, oh my goodness, this is it? Or is it when you see a naked, complete woman? Learn what determines your reaction, your action. What makes you to come up as a man. Learn it. The moment you know what makes you to come up as a man, it will help you. It will help you as a man to resist. It will help you as a man. You must learn if you must make it out. If you don't learn it, you will be a victim of it. Every man is not stimulated in the same way. Some good fingernails, they are up. Some good hairstyle with certain colors, they are winking like a dog. Some, just the set of teeth, they are off. Some, the way you twist your waist, they can't survive. They will even say, if it is death, let's go and die in hellfire. Determines what exposes your reaction. The moment you know what exposes your reaction, you will be able to avoid it, to control your sexual pressures and challenges. I pray that this has helped you. Now I want to go into the comments to see if there are things I will be able to be of help to you and for you and I. Someone asked a question. Hi, Mom. At what age do we start discussing sex topic with our children? These modern days children, 5 years. 5 years, tell the female child, this is your bum bum, you susu with it. Don't let uncle to play with it. Don't let auntie to play with it. This, your male child, this is your susu. Don't let anyone to touch it. From 5 years, these children are computer age. They even know sex. You don't see the way you will touch them and they will laugh. From 5 years, don't go deep. Just give them knowledge. Some young children are wondering, why is my female sister susuing while bending down? And mommy told me I should stand up while I want to susu. Curiosity will make them, when their sister is sleeping, to go and check. Why is sister bending down to susu? And me, I don't bend down to susu. let them know the difference. A man cannot bend down because his susu is already up. A woman can bend down because the susu is already down. Let them know. If not, they will practice to know why you are not there. May God help us in Jesus' name. Married people, you must end. Okay. That's crazy. Mama, how do we handle a pre-existing sexual relationship that was before you got saved? Okay. When you are already sexually active with a partner, the first thing you must do is start withdrawing with understanding, especially if your partner is born again like you. It will be very easy. But if that person is not born again like you, he will find it difficult to understand what changed. Kwani, I've been doing this with you and we just continue. So at that time, you have a battle to fight of explanation, humbling yourself. But most of them will think you have a new person that is doing that because they can't believe you are staying 1 month, 2 months, 3 months without sex. But the best thing you must do is initiate it. Don't be afraid of initiating it. If he's your man or if he's your woman, he will stick with you. Because he will just try to understand if you are being truthful and you are not doing it elsewhere by denying him or her. But the fear of not initiating it at all is very bad. Initiate it. Let this person know that this. And if you were doing it regularly with this person, begin to withdraw. Especially if you have gone into some level of involvement in your relationship. Try to be considerate within the two of you. And do it pole. But if it is somebody who you have noticed when you gave your life to Christ, that you can no longer continue with that kind of personality because of their clubbers, they drink, they smoke, and they are not ready to come to your word, run away. End it and tell God to give you a new version of life. During the time that the urge is serious, one of the things you do is distract yourself. When the sexual urge is serious, if you were indoor, go outside. Take your bath and go outside. When you take your bath, you weaken the hormone sensation. The hormonal sensation will be reduced. Or you go outside and mix with friends, or you do something that will not make you, because once you distract yourself, the system will begin to, it will be there, but you can't feel it the way you are feeling it if you are on the bed alone. Distract yourself. As a young man in a relationship, is it good to kiss when you are not married? Yes, kissing, like I said, determine what stirs you up. If you are a man who you have a deep passion with kissing, you know that once you kiss someone, all your hormones are fighting and they are struggling to get something. Be careful of it. Then you can peck. You can not go into wet kissing. When you go into that wet kissing and you are not, that is your weak point, you will end up having sex because it's a weak point. See, acknowledge your weak point and avoid what makes you to get vulnerable. If, for instance, I'm a woman and I know that if you kiss me, if you touch me, I won't be moved until you touch my nipples, I will not allow you to, I won't sit down to keep quiet for you to be touching the nipples, because I know when you touch it again and again, I won't speak in tongues, I will grab you. So that's the point. Know your weakness and don't expose yourself to your weakness, because it will crush you. No matter how many days you have fasted, it will bring you down. Knowing your weakness, acknowledging it, and avoiding it will help you a lot. Mama, how do we avoid thoughts from our past sexual experience when all of a sudden we begin to have this thought? When you start having thought of a relationship that has lasted before you gave your life to Christ, is a sign of backsliding. You are already backsliding, and you are having now a kind of wanting to bring back. You see, Satan, when you are falling backward, you don't notice when you are backsliding in church or in the things of God. The way you will know it is the actions and the thoughts. If you start missing that time you are drinking, you start missing those friends that you have sex with, you start missing the time you go out with them to have fun, it is a sign that there is something in your body system that has been offed. Your lights, your prayer altar, your shining light has been covered, and the past is trying to catch up into your future. Stand up and pray, and you will resist that force. Oh, mashe katalabo zegedegede. Rikoliba zunta rabozaya. If you are in a relationship and your partner believes that without him or her having sex with you, he does not believe both of you are in a relationship, what do you need to do? This is why Christians, we should build within our own territory. Christian girls and Christian boys, stop hopping outside the street to employ relationship. If you are in the same ministry, we are listening to the same teaching, we are sharing the same revelation, automatically I will understand that sex does not interpret love. Sex does not interpret willingness and commitment. Sex is a pleasure. Is a pleasure that is added in marital fund to spice it up, to refresh it, to keep it in bonded and blood transfusion that brings the bond in the family. When you know the truth, it is easier. So choose wisely when you are choosing in a relationship. Everybody cannot be, the Bible says, do not be equally yoked with an unbeliever, because unbeliever cannot understand why you are not having sex. But a believer will not have a problem. Remember Joseph? Joseph never had sex with Mary, but he also took the pregnancy of Mary without feeling any bad, because he understood the message from the angel. So you need Christian brothers and Christian sisters who have gone into spiritual maturity and they know what is required for their safety. Because sex is talking about our future. Sex talks about our future. So be very wise and be very mindful of your acts. Mom, about environment, is it really okay for a person who is safe to go to a place like pub, even you don't drink? Maybe your friend has a birthday. When you go for such kind of event where your friend has a birthday, something is happening, or you went to eat nyamachoma, as you are living there, before you enter your house, sanctify yourself with the blood of Jesus, disconnect yourself, command any spirit that is there not to follow you, disconnect yourself from that event and plead the blood of Jesus Christ, so that when you are living there, you are not entering your home with strangers that are invisible. I pray that God will help us to understand this glory. How do you protect yourself from premarital sex when you are in a relationship before marriage? Those are the things we have already taught. I've given some 5 guidelines how ladies can protect themselves to reduce the pressure they need sexually. and how men can also do likewise. Understand that the urge will not go, but there is a measure to control and to avoid, and caution to be placed, and you will be able to stay without it. And if we know the benefit of marriage, sex without marriage, we will be very eager to do it. It is because we didn't know. Me, I was privileged by God to know that sex in marriage damages things. That's why I build myself against it before marriage. That's why God is using me also to talk to people out there to know that during sex, before sex in marriage, if you don't engage in sex before marriage, your marriage has a very strong spiritual root. It has a very strong spiritual root. And that strong spiritual root, the enemy cannot unnecessarily hinder you from achieving a certain spiritual height. And let me tell you, maybe I will teach benefit of not having sex before marriage. That can be our next topic. Benefit of marrying bed undefiled. It will really bring, it will give you reason. You will see how ancestral spirit enters to bring recreation into our life when we have sex before marriage. I will take it as a topic by the help of God. I hope you are sharing. I hope you are liking. Make sure you share it, like it, comment, let it go out there. And God will bless you for doing that in Jesus' name. Mama, how can we deal with a partner who is addicted to sex, which makes it difficult for us to cope with their appetite? If you are in marriage and your spouse is addicted to sex, my dear, you need to pray for God's energy and pray for God to reduce the level of the addiction. Probably there is a reason why that person is addicted. Maybe before now the person was exposed to a certain kind of entity. And because of that, that can expose that person into so many things. You must be very wise. You must be very wise. You must be very wise to avoid this person, not to make you to go into sexual health challenges. Because some persons can expose you into health challenges. We don't pray to be slacking in our marital sexual life. But when some people eat it as a food, it can weaken you and your body system. That person might be seeking for spiritual help or physical counsel. There is something that was lost that needs to be found, or there is a spirit that is behind the sin that is sponsoring the appetite. Through this means you can be able. But if you are not married and it's a guy you are dating, he has not paid your diary, and he wants to continue banging you and pounding you, my dear, run away. If he pound you too much, he will pound everything left in you, and you will have even waste problem while giving birth. So if it is your husband or your wife, at least you have a commitment that deserves you to take extra time for that person. Mama, what do you do after abstaining and get married and find your partner is not with same appetite? When you abstain from sex and you get into marriage and your partner is very low, is not able to satisfy you or to fill you up, first, where is the problem? Is it strength? Is it hunger? Is it lack of interest? You must find out where it is. Is it libido that is weakened? Because some people can be very stressed. You know, there are people who don't know how to manage stress. They allow stress to overwhelm them and kill their sexual activeness. These are the things that must be checked and understand. If you check and understand them and there is an issue, there it is fixed. But if you check and these things are in order and this person does not know, it means that that person might have had a poor sexual experience. So you need to start a school to teach your spouse or your partner sexual love. You have to start from the beginning. Teach them, give them reason why they should love it. Bring back different mentality about sex, and you will be surprised. They will become a machine gun against you. May God help us in Jesus' name. Mama, how is it that demons transfer during sex? And if someone has sex with different people every time, do they keep on transferring the same demon? Yes, it is written in the Bible. That's a biblical statement. You see, sex deals with, when you have sex, we are transporting blood. Physically, it looks colorless without anything to show. But when you take the two zygotes, the semen, and take it to the lab, you will realize that what you are seeing is pure blood. It is like blood transfusion. That is why if someone has an infection in the blood and you sleep with that person and you don't have an infection in your own blood, the person's sexual blood transfusion, because when you had sex with that person, you did not cut your blood. It is the spermatozoas and the zygotes that met, and there was a transfusion of STD from one person to the other. Let me not go too deep so that some of you will not think I'm a doctor. I'm still a pastor. Mama, what do you do when you notice that your partner is keeping extramarital affair? When your partner is keeping extramarital affair, first thing, understand where is the problem coming from. Is there an issue in your marriage? If there is an issue in your marriage, where is the issue coming from? Is it from the man or from the woman? If you understand where it is coming from, sit down and talk about it. If you talk about it and the person is in denial or not willing to own up, you begin to try to be careful, especially sexually, because you might not know if there are multiple marital affairs. But the best thing to do is indicate where the problem is, because negligence can expose people to go into extramarital affair. Another question: what if you marry someone who has many demons? How can you avoid getting the many demons from entering you? Is it first deliverance from them or otherwise? When you get married to someone, before you as a Christian is getting married to someone, you people must have gone for deliverance sections. You must have organized prayers. That's why you need your shepherd, your pastor, your prophet, your evangelist to counsel you, to see the two of you and to see where there is issues and put it in order. It is very important that before you go into marriage, there are some covenants you need to break in your past events or things that has happened in your life, to make sure that two of you are entering a new covenant without extra personalities or powers getting involved. It is very important to check your spiritual states of your partner and of yourself before you go into marriage. Is the question increasing or decreasing? Mama, is it possible for someone, after going through a lot of problem, then you pray and ask God to remove those feelings and God does it? How will someone gain those feelings back? You have not met a true love. When you met it, you won't look for it. It will come by itself. When you meet a true love, the love will draw it out from the well. So you only need someone who will show you genuine care. someone who will be unconditional with you, and you will realize that you never lost the love. You didn't have where to put it, so you locked it up. A genuine love will come with the key and open it. You will be surprised why you will be crying because you are missing someone that you cherish with all your heart. That's how crazy it is when you find a true someone who loves you for who you are, who is genuine with you, who is not mindful of your mistake, your errors, your weakness. They just love you because God has given them the grace to love you. You will hold no back. You will pour out your all of it. Will even take the grace of God and the power of angels to hold you not to misbehave before people when you find someone who loves you and you had made a decision. I believe that God is with us, and I know that I'm trusting God that I have answered all the questions. And may God bless you. Make sure you share. Don't leave the broadcast without dropping a like. Put the like there and the notification button. Please subscribe. I want this channel to hit 1,000. Subscribe, 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 and recommend it. Share it. We have a good content that people need to hear, and they will heal by the help of God. God bless you. This is Prophetess Dr. Justina signing out. Shalom.
Family Clinic, healing families, restoring marriages.
Welcome to my channel. This is Prophetess Dr. Justina. I welcome you to this family clinic. If you have not followed me on this YouTube, please go and subscribe. Hit the notification button so that you get every notification when we upload our new videos. And if you have not like, share. Make sure you are inviting someone. It's an exclusive program that is designed to heal family and restore marriage. Be an evangelist of this family clinic. Shalom. Catch our family clinic every Tuesday, 8 p.m. East African time on this channel.
Family Clinic, healing families, restoring marriages. Family Clinic. For any question on this topic, write to us on the comment section.